22 years old, Dennis Brown was shot, paralyzing him from the waist down. Last month, Dennis had another brush with death when his car exploded, trapping him inside. Now, luckily, he was rescued by a bystander and saved from the burning car. Please welcome Dennis Brown. Dennis, now, 35 years ago, you were shot and you were paralyzed. What happened?
February 22nd, 1988, I was 22 years old, and I was at a party, attending a party. There was a shootout. I wasn't involved in the shootout. I happened to get shot by a bullet that served my spinal cord.
And in your spinal cord, and you were paralyzed?
I was paralyzed. I was rushed to the hospital. I went through surgery, and I was in ICU. And the doctor came in there. He said he have good news and he have bad news.
Yeah.
And he asked me which one I wanted first. So you know the good news is gonna be good news. And I said, what's the bad news? He said, I'd never walk again. I'll be paralyzed for the rest of my life.
What was the good news?
The good news is that I'll go through extensive therapy, and he said I never miss a step.
Okay.
And I didn't understand what the doctor meant when he said I never miss a step until like 15 years later. I got my degree at DeVry University, Network System Administrator. And I was on a plane, and I realized I haven't missed a step in life.
Oh, my goodness. Now, you hadn't missed a step, but then last month, your car caught on fire. What happened?
It was a rental car, and I have rented this car before, and I rented September the 1st.
Okay.
And it was September the 3rd, I was coming home, and I noticed that it was a bunch of complications, like it was giving out. And so I pulled over, and it started smoking.
All right.
And then it engulfed in flames. Now I am paralyzed, and I have my wheelchair in the back seat. And there's a process to get my wheelchair out.
Okay.
So I had to recline my seat, and I'm reaching back, and my wheelchair is getting stuck. I can't get it out. And I started panicking. And all of a sudden, a bystander, she was living at the house or visiting, and she flung open the door. She said, get out, get out. I said, I can't. I said, I'm paralyzed. She said, get out. I said, I'm paralyzed. And she went around to the passenger door and got my wheelchair out. She tried assembling my wheelchair, and she was having problems assembling my wheelchair, and she dragged me out.
Wow, she dragged you out. So I love it that she dragged you out of the car and you were saved. You didn't die in a burning car. But after the incident, what happened? Did y'all exchange phone numbers or contact information?
We finally got my chair assembled.
Okay.
We had went in her garage because we was afraid the car gonna blow up. And I hugged her, and she was like in shock. I was in shock. And she went her way, and I went my way, and wrapped my head around it. Said, but my mom had went back to her house and thanked her. But I haven't had a chance to thank her at all.
Oh, man. I love how you say she went her way, I went my way. The car, I love your outlook. Well, the innocent bystander, her name is Tammi Arrington, and you haven't seen her since, so I just wanted to give you a chance to thank her in person. So can you come out, Tammi Arrington? Dennis, that was wow, I'm over here. Okay, I know that you wanted to tell Tammi something. What do you want to say to Tammi?
Tammi, you're a hero. I mean, I don't know. I was scared. And when you came and opened that door...
And he wanted you to get out.
Yeah. I'm sorry, Tammi, but and the words are not enough to describe you saving my life.
Well,
you were there for me.
I was just right there at the right time.
And you was there for me. And the thing about it, the whole thing about it, that when she dragged me out, she even went back to get my telephone, my cell phone.
Oh, man.
Those are expensive.
I'm trying to picture this, Tammi, like a car in flames. You were inside your house and you looked out the window. What did you see?
so I saw it was the front left tire that was on fire, and all doors were closed. So I just thought maybe it was just you know, nobody was in the car. And I was grabbing my phone to call 911, and just happened to see Dennis's head move.
Yeah.
And then I just sprung into action and just threw the phone in the yard and ran to him.
Like, and I love it because I had read that you ran out there in your bathrobe.
Yes.
The thing about, like, you didn't think about doing good.
Absolutely not.
Did you ever think that you would be labeled a hero for what you did?
No, and I'm not. I think everybody is a hero. We may just never know that we've saved somebody's life, even if it's just a minor thing, you know. And I praise Dennis for. I'm only here because Dennis wanted to find me, and he had a great story on his own, and you know he's beaten death twice now, and I'm just happy to be there where God put me at that time.
I know. When you say, well, God put you there because you weren't supposed to be there.
Yeah.
You weren't supposed to be there that weekend.
No.
Dennis, you had 2 brushes with death. What does this mean to you?
It means a lot to me, you know. It means that I have a purpose. I have a purpose, you know.
I'm saying, like, clearly, you know, Tammi, you have a purpose because you were somewhere you weren't even supposed to be, and God used you. So you definitely have a purpose. And Dennis, 2 brushes with death, and you are still alive to tell the story. You really have a purpose.
Yes.
You are not done. And I'm so inspired because I don't go nowhere in my bathrobe. So you came out and you were a hero. I want to thank you both for sharing your story and coming on this show. Tammi and Dennis, thank you.
We're gonna have a good time.